nibbling on me. It's not gonna bite me, but it's not gonna. It's not gonna bite me, but it's not gonna not bite me. Okay. So yeah, so the first wasn't really good. The couple episodes were actually pretty bad, and I didn't want to watch the show. But then I give it a shot, and it's actually really good. So then you're having Albedo. You see, you kind of have access to how the garden was created. You're gonna be super important because so in the MMO, the first thing that this character says is that I miss my old team, and the Guardian are kind of the children of his old team. So they're to a certain degree, they're representative of how the team was. So that's actually quite important. We have Albedo's simping. See, very first episode we got simping. It's weird because again the pretense of why we're getting Guardian is one last goodbye, right? Then we're waiting, we're seeing a battle, which is super cool. We're really getting to meet them, and we meet the brothers, the sisters. It's just a goodbye. But then at the same time, you're using this as a way to introduce characters. So we have a fight, which is to show the power of the Guardian. First of all, but second of all, as to show you what to expect. So it's kind of like a good thing when it comes to this. That's pretty much it. We have the ending of the game, and he doesn't show up. It's just the Guardian itself are also important because you establish how strong he is. So at the beginning of the series, we have this character, right, which is all thing goes, and the first thing he says is like, oh well, we were super strong. We put in so much hours. Our guild was almost unrivaled, and then the Guardians serve as a way to show we really were unrivaled. We really were the strongest out here. We were gods amongst men, you know? And it's nice, but at the same time, possibly not the best way to start anime, because for me, an anime, what is nice is you get a character that's kind of shitty, and he has a good soul, and he has, like, for example, take three of the most amazing anime. Ichigo, weak, he wants to protect. Naruto, weak, he wants to be Okage and prove that he's worth it. Luffy, weak, but he wants to have the best crew and be the Pirate King. The Attack on Titans. Eren, weak, but see his mom get killed by a Titan and sort of revenge. And this one, I think, go, and I shouldn't compare, but it's just the reason why I didn't like the show at the beginning. Ivan Gold presents himself as the strongest characters. Now, at the end of the show, it's kind of nice because it's going to be, how can I say this? It's kind of nice because in this new world, you can see that there's a lot of new people that are stronger than him, you know? And it's not his strength that's lacking, it's more so this lack of knowledge of the new world that's going to happen. Besides, the show's called Overlord, so himself and the Guardian are going to try to rule the world, the entire world, you know? That's pretty much it. So now we have episode number 2. We have, again, the character, the Guardian stepping for him. It's kind of cool because you're seeing every single character, you're seeing every single Guardian. I'll warn you right away. Some Guardians are more used than others. For example, Dim Urge, Albedo, the twins are really, really used. But the fact that we have this 12 Guardians are super important. They all say goodbye to him, they all plead the legends to him, which is cool because it's established powers. It's a really risky choice to establish your character as one of the strongest. It's a really risky choice into establishing your character as I already have an army, I'm already kind of a big deal. It's a really nice choice when it comes to it because you show that your character is the show lacks a little bit because there's no clear purpose in the show. There's no clear goal. It's like, oh, I want to rule the world. I want to rule the world. But then you're gonna rule the world, you're not gonna know what to do with it. I got bitten. That was good. That kind of sucks. Then we see that the world's not there. We have the guard that says, "What's up? What's gonna happen?" And it's like, okay, well, I am gonna need your help. I'm gonna need your help right away. I'm gonna set up some defense. So please go back to your station, and I'm gonna need you. Not super important. However, it's kind of nice. We also have the scene where the garden talks about how great he is. When I talk about Harem anime, I also talk about how he's viewed as a god. There's some guardian, they're fighting, which is cool because the infighting can show that he needs as a leader. He's the one that's going to say stop fighting. But it doesn't serve purpose because it doesn't go anywhere. For example, there's this vampire, and then there's Albedo, which is Succubus. They're fighting for the love of him. At the end, nobody gets the love, so what's the point? You're saying how we need him. Now the captain player's like, why am I not leaving? Why am I stuck here? Then he transformed himself into Lord Momont. And now Lord Momont, in a couple of ways, is actually really cool. Lord Momont is a second character, but is the main character, so he's just wearing a disguise. So Lord Momont acts, and this you realize more later on, but act as a good person, as an adventurer, a spy, but also I can do action as Lord Momont that I don't do as Ivan Gold, which is really good. We have the player asking the guardian to pledge to him, and he goes and he sees this new world, and it's kind of cool because he's like, I didn't like the world before, I didn't like how my life before, so my life is kind of better here. We shouldn't reach other players because he thinks that he's not alone. The first thing that he wants to do is get other players, but then the workforce isn't in and there's nothing. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. He's been a good leader. He's been a good leader in a sense of he started to treat his guardian a bit better, right? Which is kind of cool. And then for the first time, we're seeing the enemies. Episode end. Is Overlord great? No. Enjoyable? Yes. So at the very least, it's enjoyable. We have the human army. Now, what is really cool is this character is one of my favorite characters. This guy right here. My favorite character. It's going to be super important. He is quote-unquote the strongest warrior. So, you know that he's representative of the human, and because he's the strongest of humans, he's the main antagonist. Now, what Overlord does so well is it's not precise. Who's a good guy here? Lord Ainz is a bad guy because he's conquering. But he's our main character, so we wanted to conquer. So is he a good guy or is he a bad guy? It's up to you to decide. We have him talking about giving orders to the guardian. This is one of the really cool things. You use a mirror. This is a really important scene. You use a mirror to see the world, and it's like, yo, this is my real home. So highlight it. One of the first things he sees is soldier killing off farmers because they're not following some laws or something like that. He's like, okay, well, I have to protect them. Now, the funniest thing is, he decided to interact right away. And one of his first notion as a player is like a quest. See, Overlord often feels like there's a player playing some quest. So we have the super weak Overlord. This character is super important. You see that running away. He's like, okay, I'm gonna save her. Overlord also suffers from a lot of preconceived notions. So for example, I'm gonna save this character because I want to save this character, but guess what? This character is actually super useful, so I did try to save her. The soldier coming in, he kills the soldier, and it's really cool because he kills the soldier. The first thing he does is transform the soldier into a undead knight. So you can kind of say, okay, well, guess what? He's an undead knight, so he could be, it was the purpose more than just saving the girl, They're thankful and they're asking for help, so you give them 2 horns, which are magical elements that will give them goblins, which they use, which is super cool. We have the undead knight, and the other knight, which is really, really cool, is right away he creates one. He's able to kill all of them, and he saves the village. Also, one of the soldiers tells him like, "Yo, I'll give you gold if you leave me, if you let me be." So there's already corruption, Then he saved the village. It's like, yo, all I wanted to do was to sell somewhere, so they trust him. So this is kind of establishing himself. It's an important, the whole Cairn village is kind of important because you establish yourself as a guy who's interested in the world, but interested in the sense of wanting to help or conquer. one of the major spoilers. The whole truth about Keratin is like, am I a grateful, am I a generous leader, or am I a dictator? So then he established businesses, and again, Kern is kind of cool because he saved the village as Kern, right? And then Kern is a cool village because it's like it's a small village, but it's your first move into the world. So it's kind of nice. The leader tells them how there's a lot of corruption and his villager were killed. So I think I would feel kind of bad about it. But at the same time, it's weird because I don't really feel emotion. And even though he saved this, it doesn't feel sadness when he tells. It's weird. He doesn't really feel sadness when the elders say, hey, a lot of us got killed. But then he feels he's a player, so he possibly sees them as an NPC. Are you sad when an NPC dies? Certainly you see yes, most NPC know. You know? Then what is really cool here is you come back to this guy, which is the good guy, the hero of the land. And yes, it's tough because we just saw that there was a lot of corruption, right? So you saw that there's a lot of corruption, and then you see the night, and you're like, okay, well, if most of your men are corrupted, I kind of think that you're corrupted too. But then can you judge for somebody that can you assume somebody's corrupted because that's when they're corrupted, right? And this must that's a bit tougher. Okay. To be honest, it's such a hard show to give me a sec.